after it's...
Well, there's a sight for sore eyes.
Heavens. Is that a GT3 or a GT4 tractor, John?
I would say it's probably a Lamborghini tractor. But maybe he realises that it wasn't an event for tractors, it's an event for GT3 cars.
Didn't Porsche start off making tractors? Well, there are Porsche tractors.
Desirable, extremely collectible.
Yes.
Now he's weaving around, coming down the straight. I think the race director should give him a penalty for weaving unnecessarily. Here he goes again, and he's weaving around. What is he doing? Confusion reigns.
It's quite a sight in a GT car, I think, with a tractor towering over you as it leans towards you. Behind, GT4 Aston is about to go through, the safety car team waving the cars by, and in fairness, I know we're sort of doing this slightly tongue-in-cheek, but it is a great promotional activity on behalf of SRO and the Intelligent Money British GT Championship, and the teams and the drivers are playing ball absolutely. Nobody's being silly about it.
Yeah, I mean, when you actually consider the running cost of these cars to do a couple of laps, it's a great commitment from the teams to get all the cars out there and try and show some of the spectators and the fans like a little bit different, a little bit more up close and personal. I mean, the drivers of the bus is pretty brave to have the door open. I think if I was to really want to commit to a left-hander, it'd be quite awkward to see him just roll out of that door and carry on its merry way. But no, it's super cool.
It's a bit like having a sidecar passenger, isn't it, with some of those hanging out of the back, because it's a good old-fashioned London bus without a rear door that used to make sure everyone was safely on board. Now, up towards the timing line, you can see how slowly he's going. He has got a problem, I'm sure of it. Takeshi Kimura heads towards the line. The gap has been reduced and reduced and reduced. He flashes the lights in celebration. But there, Hoshino goes past him and Yamaguchi goes past him and Hoshino wins on the line. I think Kimura backed right off too much because he was flashing the lights to celebrate. And that means that on the line, Satoshi Hoshino wins. He's got himself past the BMW on the last lap, and they both jumped ahead of the Ferrari. So Kei Cozzolino's work comes to nothing after a very, very confused last couple of laps. But the net result is that Satoshi Hoshino takes the race win by 4/10 from the BMW of Tomohiro Yamaguchi, and Takeshi Kimura is third. And I think he thought he was so far ahead that he could just crawl to the line. And if that was the plan, I think Bjorn Verdheim, Monaco Formula 3000 many, many years ago, it all went wrong. So out of nowhere, Satoshi Hoshino takes the win. 2 laps ago, he was 4th, and suddenly he's the winner. Here's the replay. Look, he's flashing the lights at the team. Kimura thinking he's got the advantage. Look, Yamaguchi and Hoshino have just traded places coming up the hill. There's the checkered flag. Aston wins, BMW second, Ferrari third. Kimura, I'm sure of it, was backing off too much, and no question, he got mugged.
So will that play a part as Arthur Abraham slows? I think there's a wheel missing off his Cannon Foods entry. He pulls to the left-hand side there just by the John Hinksman Vista here at Bathurst.
It's an unusual sight.
There is the wheel, and would this be enough for a safety car? It's going to park right in the middle of the racing line now. It might be able to roll back down the hill, which will help us.
I hope all the teams are onto all the drivers about it.
As he made contact with the wall there, perhaps, at the top of Solomon Park. So many have done that. They have called a safety car at a critical moment in the race.
Ooh.
And more than a glance on the wall there for Arthur Abrahams there.
It's a really hard wall to hit because it's almost dead set at, you know, right angles to the car. So.
The 2 BMW Team Brazil cars going nose to nose. That is Jimenez ahead of Bueno in 9th and 10th places. Now through this flick at turns 11 and 12, where if you take too much, you will be in trouble with the stewards. But, I mean, you can't penalise everyone, can you, as the BMWs fly through.
Marvin Kirchhoff, for impressive McLaren debut this. We've seen him in the SRO Motorsports Astons in the past. An effort, oh hello, big damage here. What's gone on? That is number 7. That's the McLaren that's being driven by Frederick Schandorf. It's got a penalty for speeding in the pit lane, and it's got bodywork falling off it. Now that car, remember, was hit by Casper Stevenson. It was certainly by one car down at Rivazza a long time ago.
Well, that door with the wind pressure ain't going to stay there terribly long, and I would imagine he's going to have to make a pit stop at the end of this lap, because if that bit of bodywork falls off, we're going to see another situation where the circuit's going to be absolutely littered in carbon fibre. He's slowed down coming through Acqua Minerale, and hope he stays on the right of the track coming up into Variante Alto. No, I think he's just powering on as much as he had done previously. But not a pretty sight.
Yeah, whether it is a legacy of that accident at Ravazza when the car was sort of pinballed, or whether it's something separate, time will hopefully tell us. But it's clearly not got any pace with the air brakes, and the field is streaming past him. He might as well come in and get it attended to, because it's just not fast enough to stay out there for any real benefit now.
No, but also it's extremely dangerous. If that door did detach, it will fly up in the air like a kite, but where it lands is anybody's guess.
I'm having a lovely time. Yeah, it's great fun. I'm not sure that it's necessarily calming the driver's nerves, though, shall we say. Are you finding that the Dinosaur is helping or really throwing you?
No, it's all right. He's helping a little bit, probably. It's good if we've got straight line speed. Nobody's getting past, but we're going to struggle a little bit straight line. But corner-wise, we're getting up to scratch with it now. And it is getting quicker. It's just a long process.
And there the marshals wave the flags, and great photographs to be taken. And how about this to get the Mustang over the timing line? It's a big, big, heavy car, and a great effort this. There's Jose Close who was driving it, and so close to the end, Jose has to push it across. Puts all of his weight behind the Mustang. It gets across the timing line. Has he done enough to be classified as a finisher? 38th the car is. And hopefully that's enough to satisfy the officialdom that the car has finished the race, having to be pushed across the line. Has he done it? Not quite. There's still a little bit more to go. How about this for commitment? The car doesn't want to move any further.
And the 84 Bentley into the pit garage. Don't forget, this was running in third place. This isn't according to the plan. Maybe OJ will get down there fairly shortly to find out what's happening, but at the moment it had all been going so well. This is the car.
Is that fluid on the floor, or is that just...
yes, there is some, but that started from the outside of the front row. Vincent Abril did a very strong opening stint, and now it's not going according to plan. It's probably fuel on the floor there.
Fuel on the floor is not where fuel is meant to be. Now, how would it be there?
Okay, here's a replay. The car's back in the garage.
Well, there's no fluid on the circuit, on the thing. Look, that's what's happened. The churn was pulled over as the guy with one of the fuel hoses. So that's what's happened. I mean,
well, that's good news.
That is good news.
GT4 sole remaining now. Paddock Motorsport entry making its way through. But James Cottingham is off into the grass. He takes the advertising hoarding with him as well. Rejoins. Thankfully, the hoarding is yellow, so it matches the livery. But he carries on going. It's not going to be doing the aero any good after what was a brilliant start to this race. On the restart in the safety car, Cottingham in trouble.
It may be yellow, but what it's obscuring is the black radiator grille. That is covering the radiator, and the engine temperatures surely are going to be soaring. So a mistake there for James Cottingham when he could least afford it. He's shaking the car, trying to get the Pirelli sign off. Pirelli, I'm sure, will be very thankful for the free advertising, but this is disastrous for 2C's Motorsports Championship. All of our championship contenders now making mistakes, finding trouble, and we're not even halfway into the race yet. Meanwhile, Richard Neary defending the race lead. Simon Orange looks like he's up for the fight now. He faded a bit after the first 10 minutes or so of the race, but now he sees another opportunity to attack for the race lead.
Right, so that's going to shuffle the order. It'll all start to make more sense once everybody has served their regulation pit stop, in which you've got to change 4 tyres, by the way. You don't refuel, but you must change tyres. Oh dear.
What are they doing? What are they doing? Oh. Does somebody not tell them that you don't nose the car in and then you completely destroy the pit stop of the Audi, and everybody's just standing, waving their hands?
That has very, very badly compromised the 25 Audi. 68 is going to have to be moved out of the way now. It might have swung in with a problem, or it might just have been a miscommunication, but I would think the stewards will take a dim view of that. Let's have a look. The car controller waves it in, and he swings it over contact. That's why it's like that.
Well, that was a bad release from the Audi. Yeah. Whoever waved that Audi clear made a judgment, a misjudgment, and all innocence to the Honda driver and Honda team. Sorry, guys, that was just a quick reaction to what we saw, but once we've had the truth, we know what the situation really was.
And car number 50 appears to have slowed. Is he toying with the opposition, or is there a problem? This is our race leader. This was a car that's about to win the Japan Cup Championship. Is he doing it to wind up his pit crew, pretending there's a problem? No, I don't think so. Otherwise, it's the ultimate joke. But Manabo Arrido round the final corner. There's Gradient taking it on the start-finish straight. Is he about to run out? Are we going to see Seita Nonaka, who is 33 seconds in arrears, sweep by to take victory? This is painful to watch. The BMW is petering out of any momentum at all. It's not going to get many more grid markers up before it comes to a halt. Looking in the background, sweeping in to take victory. for Toyota. That's extraordinary. I thought that was just a bit of drama being put into the mix. So all championship reckoning, that's the car that if it had had, what, another lead, third place overall. And, well, you've got to applaud Manabo Arida. He's got actually still about 100 metres to go, or so it seems, to get to the finish. He's pushing, but that car is hardly moving. Oh, how cruel is that?